Good morning, everybody. It's Irene with BrainStormAcres, and this morning I have something very exciting happening. I'm going to be harvesting my kohlrabi. Now, Henry and I have not grown kohlrabi in probably, I don't know, we were trying to figure it out, probably 40 years. Not sure exactly what happened. It was just one of those things where it didn't come to mind, or we had a bad experience or something. But we were thinking about things we could grow in a cold, not super climate controlled environment this winter, and we were looking for brassicas, and kohlrabi is a brassica. So we said, well, why aren't we growing it? And we couldn't come up with a good reason why we shouldn't grow it, so we grew it. And these plants here are the result. Now, if you've been following us, you know these are planted in buckets. And we do have a little climate control in this greenhouse in the sense that we run a heater somewhat, just to try and keep it from totally turning into a deep freeze. But the reality is it's been down in the 20s, sometimes lower, a bunch of times this winter, and these guys have still done awesomely. So follow along with us, because we're going to not only be harvesting them, but then we're going to be experimenting with what we're going to do with them when we're done. So let me get set up and get a bucket to harvest these beasties. What I'm trying to do is get this done this morning, because it's already, probably 80 degrees in here. Maybe more. It's a little bit warm when you're used to cold weather. And the answer is it's at the north end of the greenhouse, 100 degrees right now. And I'm going to, as soon as I finish up harvesting, I'm going to allow the fan to come on. The upper ventilation windows are already open. So let's see what happens here. These kohlrabis are supposed to be ready when they're 2 to 3 inches in diameter. So this guy is ready to go. And I'm going to just chop off the root balls, and I'll come back and deal with them later. I don't think this is going to be as tough as the cabbages. No, there's one little guy. He's just about 2 inches. Everybody else in here is smaller, so we'll leave them be for now. Whew, this is a gigantic one. So, see if the regular scissors will work. I meant to grab my pruning shears before I came out here, and I cleverly left them somewhere else where I was using them. So, there we go. That's better. There's another one. And his next door neighbor. Actually, looks like all of them in here are big enough to harvest. Well, that'd be kind of nice, because then I'd have a whole space in here that I could do something else with. Well, that's cool. This whole bed is done. So what that gives me is more room for, let's see, everything else in here is spinach or lettuce. I do have a couple of lettuce seedlings down. Do I have any more lettuce seedlings? No, I guess I planted those out. Okay, time to plant some more. Maybe we'll plant some celandovers. And on to the next one here. I'm gonna grab these on the small side because I'm concerned about them getting too big. I'm using a PVC cutter in case you're wondering. I'm always my fallback position. Okay, we'll leave this guy here. And I know I got a couple of monsters over here. Got a couple of big ones. There's a nice one. And I recognize these are not as huge as some people grow them, but this particular variety, they're saying 2 to 3 inches. There are some varieties that people grow to be, you know, the size of rutabagas. Big things. That's not what we were looking for. Okay, so we have 8 kohlrabis. None of them are giant, but there's a bunch that are about that big. What we know about so far is you can mash them, you can make slaw out of them, you can cream them. So stay tuned and see what we wind up doing with them. If you like this kind of thing, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe and hit that notification bell, because we've got all kinds of stuff coming up in the next few weeks, and from there on too. We've got repair work to do, we have seeds to plant, we have all sorts of stuff. And we have been harvesting pretty solidly from this greenhouse all winter, despite the fact that we have had one of the roughest winters in terms of low temperatures that stayed for weeks that we've had in years here. So if we can do it, you can do it. So until next time, bye. Back out into the coldness.